What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back at the end with the weekly Rust Skins videos, and today, worst case scenario could have happened. So we had the Arctic Camo Poncho come out last week, and as I just said, worst case scenario could have happened for the Arctic Camo Poncho, and that is another Poncho skin coming out, and on top of that, it being a blackout Poncho skin, which is one of the most successful skin sets in all of Rust. So definitely not ideal for the Arctic Camo Poncho. Obviously, they are different aesthetics, so the Arctic Camo is an Arctic Camo. Blackout is black. The Arctic Camo Poncho is starting at $1.35 at the moment and has 697 on the community market. So it got oversaturated to the max. An interesting thing to point out, though, is that it has been manipulated in price twice so far. A couple of times it has sold, well, 31 times it's sold for $23.95 at least. And also it has also sold for $4.58 a couple of times, and would have sold for more than that because, you know, it's going off median prices on the Steam community market, which is what I'm looking at. So overall, not ideal for the Arctic Camo Poncho. As a long-term investment, though, it still should go up from the $1.35. This is going to be a quick video, by the way. Blackout Poncho, it's starting at a more expensive price at $2.90, which isn't ideal, but it is, of course, a unique-looking Poncho skin. Although we have had two Poncho skins in a row now, I don't think that means that we're going to be getting Poncho skins accepted more frequently. In fact, I don't really think we're going to be getting other Poncho skins accepted anytime soon. So overall, I don't think the Blackout Poncho is going to be a bad investment, but hide ponchos don't get used too much. So if it ends up being like the Arctic Camo Poncho and having 600 plus on the community market, the demand won't be there for the Blackout Poncho to go up. In saying that, I do see something like this being used in like the role player kind of YouTubers like SpoonKid and stuff like that, for the pay to win skins. Like, you can hide a little bit better with black stuff. You'll be able to hide in bushes and stuff like that. $2.90 it's starting off at on the Rust store, though. I do think you're going to be able to get them for a little bit cheaper on the community market with a buy order, and that is what I'd recommend to do. Overall, though, it's interesting to see that Blackout is making a return to the Rust store. I do think that is most likely where it's going to discontinue, so I don't think it's going to continue happening. This must be another complete the sets week as well, because we've got the secret recipe, we've got the Obsidian, we've got the Zebra coming back, we've got the storage coming back, hunting coming back. I don't know about Bullseye, and I don't know about the Twisted Furnace, but interesting to see nonetheless. Moving over to something else that used to be classified as clothing back in the old Rust store preview thing, we have the secret recipe satchel charge going for $1.45 to install price for satchel charges. Satchel charges don't really perform very well, but it being $1.45, I don't think it's going to be a risky investment. Currently, also on the Rust store, it is on the last spot for the top sellers page, so not a bad spot for it to be sitting at. But I really don't think there's going to be a very high amount of demand for it. It might not be a bad long-term investment, so if you want to pick it up as a long-term investment, I do think you can make money off of it. But overall, I don't think it's going to make you really any money short-term. So overall, do what you want with that information, but I mean, satchel charges really aren't usually the best investments. Moving over to the Bullseye SAR, going for $2.90. SAR is currently a pretty meta weapon at the moment, and I do think that a lot of people are definitely running them these days. Unfortunately, I don't think the Bullseye SAR is really going to be that crazy. People might think it might look a little bit like the, Anarchy SAR, I think it's called, something like that anyway. The Survivor SAR, I think it actually might be called. I don't think it really does, but it does give me the vibes a little bit. Overall, the Bullseye SAR, I don't really think it's going to go up in value too much from the Rust store price. So if you want to pick it up as a play skin, then probably get it off the Rust store. But overall, I don't really think you're going to be making money investing in this one. And if you are going to try and invest in it, I recommend getting it off the community market with a buy order instead. That actually goes the same with the hunting AR, just to make this one short and sweet, $2.90 in store price. But there's just so many AK skins on the community market. This is actually a really nice looking AK skin, but I do think that most people are going to want a more flashy looking one. So this is obviously just wooden and it's just carved out and stuff. It looks sick, but I don't think that it's going to be flashy enough for the 12-year-old average Rust player. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the hunting assault rifle off of the Rust store either. Moving over to the Obsidian Python, I don't think the Obsidian set's done too well. I do recall there being an Obsidian LR. I honestly don't remember the rest of the weapons. But I'm pretty sure the Obsidian LR was like $4.50 on the Rust store, and I don't think it performed very well. I could be wrong, I just can't really remember. The Obsidian Python, $2.90. Pythons don't usually perform very well. Pythons really aren't used that much at the moment in the meta, and for those reasons, I don't think the Obsidian Python will be a good investment on the Rust store, so I'm not going to recommend investing in that one. Alright, moving over to, so we've done all that top row, we've done that. Moving over to the Zebra Thompson, this is going for $2.90, and it is, in my opinion, a pretty cool looking skin. Honestly, it's pretty plain, it's pretty basic, it's pretty simple, and would probably be relatively easy to make. No offense to the skin creator, it does look good. But I don't really think it's got a very high demand, and I honestly, and I don't really like its ADS either, to be honest. Overall, $2.90. I don't think it's a really standout looking Thompson skin, and I do think you can get some Tommy skins for cheaper than that. Overall, also, I don't think the Zebra set has been very successful at all, and so I'm not going to recommend investing in the Zebra Thompson off the Rust store or community market for this week. Alright, moving over to the Twisted Furnace. Going for $2.15, really unique looking furnace skin in my opinion, as it does look relatively plain, but does have that unique swirl that does indeed glow in the dark while the furnace is on. So overall, it's actually quite a nice looking furnace skin, but again, it doesn't really match the mindset of the 12-year-old Rust players, aesthetic, we'll say. And so I don't think the Twisted Furnace is going to have a very high demand. Currently, it is fifth, in fact, on the top sellers. So, I mean, people obviously like it, but I don't think it's going to do very well, and I don't really think that furnace skins are the best investment most of the time. So overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Twisted Furnace off the Rust store, but if you do want to pick it up as a play skin, I do think that you'll probably be able to get it for about the same price on the Rust store than picking it up on the community market. So I would recommend getting it off the Rust store if you want it as a play skin. And I think we've got one more skin. It's the Storage Room Double Door, going for $3.60. I feel like this one's just really missed the mark, and it's not because the skin's not good. I actually like the unique design on the skin. I like the chest. It's very clear that it's a chest, and I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like stacks of gold or some sort of palette with storage on it. Either way, I think either look quite nice, but it's $3.60, which is slightly above center store price for glowing deployables, and it's on, this is the main problem in my opinion, it's on a sheet metal double door. So I just think it would be a better seller if it was on a garage door. In saying that, sheet metal double doors aren't usually a bad investment, and so overall, even though it sounded like I wasn't going to, I will actually recommend investing in the Storage Room Double Door off of the Rust store, as double door skins are not coming out very often at all, and the fact that these ones glow, it is definitely a plus. $3.60, so I'd recommend getting it off the Rust store, but if you want to try and get it for cheaper, I do think you probably could with a buy order on the community market. So I'd recommend either getting it off the Rust store or with a buy order off the community market to maximize potential profits. But overall, I do see the Storage Room skins continuing. We haven't had a garage door, as I said. We haven't had a double armored door yet. We haven't had an armored door either. And so I do think that there is still more designs that the skin creator can make. Overall, that is going to do it for this week. I'm not even going to lie, I forgot to buy any skins last week, so I'm pretty sure that's 2 weeks in a row I haven't bought skins, and that is definitely the longest I've gone without buying skins for probably about 3 years, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, honestly, the Rust store hasn't been blowing my mind lately. But you know, it is what it is. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.